Hey y'all, welcome to Back to Basics with Krystal. So we are in for a stormy afternoon. I don't know if you can hear already, the thunder has already started. But I've got to get some things done out in the garden before the storm actually hits. And I thought, since I'm going to be out here, I'm going to give you guys a very quick update. And trust me, it will be quick because, well, the garden is going in very, 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 very slow this year. And yes, that is a duck in my garden. She's headed out pretty quickly, hopefully. Anyway, I'm going to turn the camera around and show you guys what I've got going on so far. It's not much, so this will be quick. Okay, so you guys remember the laziest way to plant tomatoes, right? Well, it's still going okay. This area, in case you guys didn't know, in case I didn't explain it, was a virgin area. It's never been gardened, never been tilled, nothing like that. Native grasses, weeds, whatever. And so all I did was literally just dug a hole, put some amended soil in there, and planted plants and seeds. So right here, this is bush lake beans. This is a pole bean. Blue Lake. I'm sorry, this is a Blue Lake bean, not a bush lake. This is a Blue Lake bean, and this is the pole bean variety. This bean, the Blue Lake, comes in a bush and a pole, but I prefer pole beans when I can get them, so that's what that is. And they're a little on the yellow side. I'm gonna give them a quick bite of food before the rain comes in. To help kind of wash it out. Something has been munching on my okra plants. This, I forgot to come in here and put hay down. So I will address this situation another time, probably in the next few days. Right here, see, something's been munching on that. So I've got to get in here and figure out what on earth is munching on it. Probably, in all honesty, probably pill bugs. That's what I've seen a lot of out here. And yeah, we've got Doppel and Mr. Yellowcat out here taking the tour with us. All right, so we've got more beans over here. And you can see that, I know what y'all are going to say, but Krystal, there is so many weeds out here. This hay, there is still kind of a shortage on hay. They're just starting to mow the fields. So this was only put down 2 inches. You see why I tell everybody to go 8 inches. And that was lightning. So we might have to end the tour sooner than later. So this is why I tell everybody to go 8 inches. Because we did smother out a lot of the grass, but a lot of the grass is coming through. Maybe 50% of the grass has been smothered out. So what will I need to do? Add more hay. I'll cut down plants like that and then add more hay on top of it. And, do you guys remember, and I'll link it above, something ate my celery plant? I didn't do anything. And originally the fence was supposed to be on the other side, on this side of the celery. Well, from the root, the celery has come back. I've just left it alone. I did mulch around it. It's come back. It's come back great. And I'm just going to leave it and let it grow up with beans. Okay, so over here we've got some tomato plants. This one was just recently planted. It's going through some shock. Just the older leaves are really in shock. I think that the new leaves will be fine. And we've got a tomato over here. And you're probably wondering why I've got a string going up to the cattle panel. It's because, for some strange reason, I planted that tomato plant really far away from the cattle panel. So I'm trying to train the plant to go to the cattle panel. Let's see. Tomatillo. And again, I don't know what I was thinking. I put it so far away from the cattle panel. So as this one gets bigger, if it needs to, we'll train it to the cattle panel with the string. Another late start on that one. Another late start on that one. And I did have some that I forgot in the greenhouse, and I'll show you guys. And that's what the stock that this is from. What happened was I planted tomatoes. They were all about this size, and then I put some fishbone meal around the plants, watered it in really well, and I had a bunch of the plants snapped. And I'm guessing because they could smell the fishbone meal and they wanted to suck it out of the soil. See, like I have a spot missing there where he's standing. Hey, stop. No. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. So, I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay, so this one right here, let me tell you guys. Yesterday, I was stringing these up, right? And I snapped it. Not proud of it, but I definitely snapped it way down there. So what I did, rather than just pulling the whole plant, I'm going to go ahead and pull this bloom off real quick. Rather than pulling the whole plant, and I've got more tomato plants, I could definitely put another one there. So rather than pulling the whole plant, I decided to mound up a bunch of dirt past the break, because tomato plants, like I said, in the South, they grow like weeds, and they will grow roots out of their stalk. So I decided to go ahead and mound up some dirt up past the break, and in hopes of this plant continuing to grow. You can see it looks a little sad today. It looked really bad yesterday. It's still looking a little sad. It's because it's in shock, because I broke it. So hopefully, and it looks like it'll make it. It looks like it. And with all the rain coming in today, tomorrow, and the next day, it should stay plenty moist. Okay, so more tomato plants that are trained up. And if this is the black vernissage tomatoes here. I love cherry tomatoes, and I had a bunch of these seeds. They were freebies. So yeah, we're planting these. Ouch. I just tripped over the cat. And we've got more tomatillas, and I put a zinnia there. Oh, come on now. I told my daughter she can eat an orange out here, and told her just to drop the peels, in case you're wondering what that is. This is a lemon bee balm right here. So, it's going to be great. Another zinnia with the tomatillas. Walking around a ladder, and Mr. Doppel here. More tomatillas. That one's looking beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, no, get off. Okay, more tomatoes. And this is the one, oh, we got a Thai Queen Siam basil plant there. And I got another one right there. And I've got a whole bunch more over there, and I'll show you those in a minute. This guy right here is the one that I had planted in the greenhouse, and it died back with the first frost, and the second frost, oddly enough, it survived. So when it died back, I pinched the main stem and let the two suckers grow up. So that's what this is. It's two suckers from the main, and you see we've got lots of fruit, and more blooms, and this is now about 3.5 foot tall, and it's just vining on up there, happy as can be. This right here, that is my that's the plant that I planted the other day for the tomato grow off. You can see it's doing really, really well. After I planted it, it did turn purple the next day. Again, transplant shock. It's doing fabulous now. It's not purple anymore. It's growing. Pretty soon it'll be attached to that string, but it's looking beautiful. And if you're wondering about the suckers that I pulled off of it, there they are. So this one, I'm assuming, had the roots. I'm assuming, because it looks the best. I have one that looks like it died, but the other little suckers are doing great. These are the two little ones that I didn't know if they would grow. They're doing great. I have one that died, and then that is the other big sucker right there. So, fabulous, fabulous. Mama Lai gave me these winter melons. We will talk about that another time, because that's really kind of a neat plant that I got to experience for the first time this past winter. Now, see this group of tomatoes right here? Tomatoes over there. Okay, so let me tell you what happened. After I planted all these tomatoes and I moved a lot of my herbs and flowers out of the greenhouse. Somebody, who shall remain nameless because she's talking to you, forgot the tomatoes in the greenhouse. And they're very, very sad looking. And so I pulled them out of the greenhouse and watered them really well. And rather than tossing them, we're going to go ahead and plant them. And we're going to plant them this afternoon as soon as the rain stops. So we're going to stop the video right here. And I'm going to, because I feel rain and I don't want any of my equipment to get wet. So we're going to stop the video right here and we'll pick it up after the rainstorm. So we'll see you later. Well, I told you guys I'd come right back out and we were going to finish the tour of the greenhouse, and I was going to show you doing some stuff in the garden. Well, it is right after that video. Just so happens it's been 4 days. 4 days. 4 days of non-stop rain and thunderstorms. My poor garden is soaking wet. I have never seen it so wet out here, except for when Harvey came through. Now, when Harvey came through, in a matter of like 2 or 3 days, we had 52 inches of rain dumped out here. And at that time, my pond actually then overflowed into the garden, and it stood for a couple of days, and I lost plants then. But I've never had so much rain out here that it actually flooded my garden out. Now today, I'm not seeing any standing water. Well, I'm lying to you. Look, there's a puddle right there. We have some more storms going to blow through this afternoon, but I thought we'd come out here and hopefully it's raining now.